It's a beautiful sunny day, but don't let that confuse you. It's freezing out here, but we're here as a bit of a blast from the past. And this is a 1985 Steiger Panther CM-325, so it's a 325 horsepower Steiger. And we just want to show you that even after 30 years, this tractor is still performing exceptionally well. It's a Caterpillar engine and it has a 20-speed Spicer gearbox. Let's see, after 30 years, how it stood up the test of time and just how it's performing. So you were telling me, Essie, why do you buy these things?
Well, just because they're cheap to buy and very reliable and don't have to spend money on them.
And do you find you can work on it yourself most of the time if something goes wrong?
The only thing that's ever gone wrong is broken a universal.
Okay.
And you can easily put a universal in yourself, and they're truck unis, so they're cheap and easy accessible. Even the diffs that are in these older ones are overbuilt or overspec, as you say, so they do last a long time. The only diffs in these that play off when they have them on scrapers and they're pulling flat out and they've got an extra 20 tonne put on weight.
So everyone's going to look at this and think, oh, old tractors, comfort and all that sort of thing. Like, do you reckon you sacrifice much in say, the luxuries to just have a really good, reliable tractor?
Oh, it just comes back to money. You're not sacrificing much because they're very comfortable just because the weight trundles along over rough ground really well. And we get a lot of rough ground even.
The other thing I noticed too, like a lot of the new tractors I've seen nowadays, there's a lot of plastic, especially around the guards, around a lot of the panellings. You would probably get a lot more weight in this just through its strength of structure and the materials used, would you?
Yeah, solid built-in weight. No one puts weights on these. There's nowhere to put weights on them. The weight is built into it. I think it weighs 17 tonne empty of fuel.
All right. And then how much fuel do you get on board here?
Bit more than a tonne.
So it's an older tractor, but what's it like on fuel?
I've never measured it exactly, but I think it's pretty good. I'm not going to measure it. It does a lot of work for its hours, so I'm happy with that. Yeah.
I've seen a newer type John Deere trundling up and down the paddock, so the same configuration, maybe a few more horsepower. Are you any further behind because you're in an older tractor like this?
No, we're no further behind on this job because he could probably pull a wider machine and he can't go any faster because you can't keep it in the ground. But he is definitely using more fuel. But that's just a fact of John Deere motors.
Well, say there was blokes out there on properties and that, and they just didn't have the money to go out and spend 100 grand a year, every year on repayments on a new vehicle. Would you recommend it to them if they wanted to use it for a lot cheaper?
Definitely, like we're only doing 1,000 acres of crop, or 1,200 acres of cropping, and for that sort of amount of crop you just can't afford 300,000 or 200,000 or 100,000. The economics don't stack up on that.
What sort of money do you pay for a tractor like this that's in good nick and ready to go?
Yeah, 20,000, perhaps a bit more. If the tyres were real good, you could soon put 10,000 worth of tyres on them, but that's about it. If the motor's sound, these Cat motors or Cummins motors, they last a long time, moderately looked after. Gearboxes for these are cheap. You can still get diffs and diff parts for these just up the road.
If you were going to buy one of these again, is there anything you'd do differently?
I'd probably try and get one with power shift on it. Particularly for sowing, you can slow down to turn and then easily speed up, whereas these are constant speed.
Sorry for keeping you out in the cold for so long, but thanks very much for just giving us a bit of a look, and it's a bit of an insight into perhaps it's an oldie but a goodie, but it's still performing well.
I hope you're saying that about me too.
So look at it out there. It mightn't be as sleek and as modern looking as the new kids on the block, and it mightn't have all the modern technology that they've got either, but it's still out there getting the job done. I'll have a full review on this old girl in the next edition of Farms and Farm Machinery magazine. And of course, jump onto the Trade Farm Machinery website where we've got over 23,000 items there of second-hand machinery for sale. And don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.